Okay, so I'm gonna go over my spending for the month of June by category. So the first category is moving and furnishing. And for that category, I spent $925.72 this month, which obviously this is not going to be a spending category every single month. This is a one-time thing. So I did spend a lot in this category. And then I also spent more in the month of May, but I didn't go through those purchases. I just wanted to keep it clean month by month. And so I just started from the purchases made in June. So I made a lot of purchases on my Prime card for that month, ordering things off of Amazon, Tupperware, so I can take food that I make to work and stuff easily and things like that. And then silverware, a silverware organizer. I got a little table for my couch area, things like that. And then and that was all on my Amazon Prime card. And then on my Freedom Unlimited card, I had to rent a Home Depot like U-Haul truck for when I got my couch that I'm sitting on right now. I got this from Facebook Marketplace, and so I needed to transport it to my apartment myself. So I rented a U-Haul and the furniture dolly, and I moved it in here. And then I also got a monitor and the arms that go with it on my desk, and that was $348.88 for both of them. And then also to go with that, I had to go to Best Buy and get two Thunderbolt 3 to Thunderbolt 2 adapters, and altogether that was $108. And then also I went to Dollar Tree, and that was $60.21. And I just got a bunch of little things for the house. I got, dish rags. I got a paper towel holder, washing machine, cleaner, dish soap, just a bunch of little things. I got a shower curtain, little hangers that go with the shower curtain. I just got a bunch of little things that I had needed. And also, this is not on a credit card because I paid with Zelle, but the couch I spent $175 on, and I got a walking pad for my desk, and that was $45 also on Facebook Marketplace. And then for rent this month, I actually paid that during the month of May because I had moved in the last week of May, and I also had, security deposit. So I just paid in May for the month of June and rest of the month of May. That was $2,753.22, but that's not going to be the recurring monthly charge. My rent is closer to $2,180, so it'll be closer to that on a month by month basis. But yeah, that was what it was for this month. And then electronics, this is also not going to be a regular category. So the main thing in this category, I counted the monitors and the moving furniture costs, but anyways, I guess that could also be in electronics, I don't know. But in this category, I got a new phone because my other one had broken, and so I basically just got the same phone off of Amazon, and that was $171.03. And then I got a phone case to go with it, that was about $7. And then I got a hard drive so that I could put all the videos and stuff that I'm making on there, and then that'll be easier because the personal MacBook that I have has very low storage and everything, because I didn't really foresee needing anything more than the basic package whenever I had bought it a year ago. So yeah, and then I also got some stuff for my desk, so a desk mat, a mouse, a cloud, hand rest, and then I also got a micro SD card. So all of that together was the rest of the category. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. I also got things for the desk. So I got a desk mat, a mouse, a cloud hand rest, and I also got a micro SD card for my camera. And then for groceries this month, I spent $606.72, which is also probably going to be on the higher end because I was moving in here for the first time. So I was getting a lot of the staples. So I went to a nearby grocery store called Uwajimai. This is my first time going. So I spent $101 there, and then I spent $187 at Walmart, and then I spent $172 on Amazon Fresh, and then I guess I spent $15 at Whole Foods, but I don't remember that. And then I also spent $122 at H-E-B. That was when I went back to Houston. Yeah. Which H-E-B is my favorite grocery store, but they don't have that in Seattle, obviously. So I need to find something new, but I haven't really settled on a place that I like yet. So I've just been kind of trying different things out and everything. And then food and drink, I spent $181.39 this month, which I don't know yet, I guess, if that will be a recurring kind of figure or not. because usually I pretty much just cook from home. So I don't know how much I would really spend on that. But I guess I was doing a lot of moving and was still kind of unpacking things like that in the beginning of the month of June. So I wasn't really cooking or anything. So maybe this will probably go down. Yeah, mostly coffee shops and then basically 2 meals out. One of them was we went to this poke place called High Life. It was on Bainbridge Island. So I went while my boyfriend was still here. We went to Bainbridge Island and rode the ferry there and everything. And this is probably the first restaurant you see when you get off of the ferry. We were hungry, so we didn't really want to walk farther than that, but it was fun. It was really fun. I recommend going if you haven't been and you're in Seattle area. It's just a little kind of small town type of vibe, but it was really cute. And then for the transportation category, I spent $239.36. So $200 of that is for my Spot Hero monthly parking recurring charge. I will try to get that reimbursed through work, but the reimbursement policy I think is capped at $170 a month for parking. And then I also don't know the details. I'm pretty sure it has to be a parking garage that's close to the office. So I'm gonna look into that and see. And then the rest of that, $10 of that was Orca for my Orca card because I hadn't gotten my Amazon Orca card in yet. It took like a while to get it to the reception desk. So before that, I just paid out of pocket for getting to work and stuff. And then $29 of that was from Lyft. I had to take 2 Lyfts. I think one was for Glamazon happy hour. It was actually I really only have 2 friends in Seattle so far, and I met them last summer at a Glamazon happy hour for Pride Month. And so I just went to the same one this year, and then I met up with them again and caught up and everything, and that was fun. And then the other Lyft, I'm not sure. I don't remember what it was for, but probably to get to the airport. I don't remember. And then the next category is insurance, which I spent $311.47 on that. And most of that was for my car insurance, which was $279.30. And I think it was a little bit higher for that month, for the month of June, because that was the first month that I was getting a charge for it. And then the rest of it was for rental insurance, which was $10.44. And then I also got a travel guard insurance for $21. But I'm not sure if I had to get that because I think one of the cars that I have covers travel insurance, but I didn't look it up when I bought the flight, so I don't know. Also, maybe that should be in the travel category. This is my first time trying to track my spending, so I think it'll be more organized next time around. But the next category is travel, and for this one I spent $296.33, and most of that was on my Explorer card, which I spent $285 on United flight to Costa Rica, but that flight is not going to be until September. So I guess I was just kind of buying it early because I didn't want the prices to go up. But my boyfriend and his friends are going to go on a trip in September. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to go. And I think by that time I'll have enough PTO hours accrued that I can actually take a proper vacation because it's the week of Memorial Day. So I only need to have 4 days of vacation saved up. And then my birthday is in July, but I don't know if I'm going to take any time off for that. So if I don't take any time off, I think I'll definitely for sure have enough days to cover the trip in September. And so that'll be really fun because I realized actually, because I was applying for the TSA pre-check global entry thing, and you have to put in your rental history and your employee history for the past 5 years. And I realized I don't think I've left the country in a really long time, at least not North America. I've been to Mexico last year, but besides Mexico, I haven't gone anywhere in, I don't know, I want to say, yeah, I think before going to Mexico last year, the last time I have left the country was in 2016 to go to Canada. So I haven't left North America in a really, really long time. I guess I don't really travel that much, but I'm starting to get more into getting different credit cards and getting points and everything. So I think I'm traveling a lot more, but a lot of the time I'm just kind of visiting Houston. I think that's probably where I'm going to be going most of the time. So I think it's a good excuse to get out of the country. And the flight was super cheap. I used a combination of miles and dollars to get the flight. So it was only around $300 from Seattle to Costa Rica. So round trip. So I think that's a pretty good deal. So I'm excited. And it's a bunch of people. So the Airbnb cost will be average between 10 people. So I think it'll be pretty affordable for the week. The next category is subscriptions. So for that category, I spent $106.30. And I spent $199 on a Hulu membership and $21.64 on Adobe Creative Cloud, $2.99 on Peacock for Love Island, and then $59 on ClassPass, which don't kill me, but I haven't gone to an actual ClassPass workout class in probably over a month since I've been in Houston. I went to 2 Pilates classes and they basically killed me, and then I haven't been back since. And in my defense, I was moving during that time and I had dental surgery during that time, so I was recovering, you know what I mean? But I don't want to just pay for this every month if I'm not actually going to use it. So I need to, after I film this, I'm going to book a ClassPass workout for this week because it's pretty crazy to pay. Even though I'm not getting that many credits a month, I don't want to actually waste any of them because then I will just be paying for no reason. So I definitely want to actually start working out. And that's why I don't want to cancel it, because I feel like if I cancel it, then I'm definitely not going to go to my apartment gym. I'm just not really good at working out if it's not something that will have tangible consequences. Like if you miss a ClassPass workout, they charge you $17 or something, and I don't want to have to pay that. So I think if I actually book the class, chances are I'm not gonna miss it because I hate wasting money, and I feel like the only thing that I hate more than working out is wasting money. So I just need to, I can't cancel it basically. I just have to commit to this. So I will update you and see how that works out. But next category is fees. So I was kind of bad this month. I think because I was caught up in moving, graduating, and everything, I didn't really keep up with my credit card charges. So for the first time in a really long time, I got charged for interest. So I think I need to set up my automatic payments and everything, because I do have automatic payments set up, but I just have it set up to pay the minimum. But realistically, whenever I pay my credit card, I pay the balance off completely. I just don't have it set to automatically pay the balance. So I think I should just go ahead and change the setting to be, automatically paid in full every month, because I don't want to have to pay interest, even though, I mean, it's not something that happens very often. This is the first time I've noticed getting charged interest, but I don't want to make it a recurring thing. So yeah, but this month I got charged $58 in interest, which I don't know. It just feels like a waste of money because I've paid everything off by now, right? So it's like, why not just pay it off on time and avoid this whole thing? But yeah, so next category is shopping, and I spent $23.84 on this, which I guess this is separate from because I think I just put all of my real shopping was on Amazon for the most part, and I just put that all in the moving category because for the most part, that's what it was for. I'm not gonna spend that much money on Amazon on a regular basis. But in the shopping category, one of the charges is from when we went to Bainbridge Island and we went to a bookstore, and I spent $19.66, and I got 3 books because it was a used bookstore. So I feel like that's a pretty good deal. I always kind of said that I would wait until I moved into my forever home until I bought a bunch of books for my library or whatever, because I always wanted to have a library and everything, but I don't want to have to move them every time I move to a new house, because I've moved a lot in the past 5 years. I move at least once a year, but usually more than once a year. So I'm like, I don't want to have to carry all of that every time I move to a different house. But who knows when I will buy a house. It could be 20 years from now. So I just want to start buying things that make me happy, and books make me happy. And if you don't buy books, then pretty soon people stop making them, well, that's what I tell myself at least. I want to buy them because I care about them and I don't want them to stop publishing books. So I think it's worth the money. The next category is gas. So I only spent $17 in gas this month. And I think that was actually for the U-Haul, because you have to make sure that it's a full tank whenever you return it. So I think that's what that was for. But I haven't actually been driving my car that much, which is pretty bad, because I feel like if I'm going to be paying for it, then I need to be actually using it. So I'm going to try to use it more, like maybe drive to work like a couple of times a month at least, because it will probably save me a little bit of time. And I also do like the process of driving. And then, yeah, I haven't given it enough planning to see where I would park at work and everything. But I do think that it would be worth it to drive some, because I do like the process of driving and I want to get use out of my car. And I do want to start driving to more interesting places on the weekend and stuff. Like I was planning on going somewhere this weekend because it's 4th of July and this is one of the only days I get off as a holiday. during the year. So I wanted to go somewhere, but I didn't really plan ahead as far in advance as I should have. So I didn't get to do that. But yeah, the last category is just, I took $100 out of the bank just to have some cash on hand because I wanted to get some CBD because I get stressed sometimes. Some people say that CBD doesn't work, but I feel like it works for me. So I just wanted to get some because I saw it was on sale. And so yeah, I bought some. And that's the end of the categories. Okay, so in total for each category, for moving, I spent $925.72. For rent and the security deposit, I spent $2,753.22. For electronics, I spent $335.06. For groceries, I spent $606.72. For food and drink purchases, I spent $181.39. For transportation, I spent $239.36. For insurance, I spent $311.47. For travel, I spent $296.33. And for subscriptions, I spent $106.90. For fees and interest, I spent $58.98. For shopping, I spent $23.84. For gas, I spent $17.91. And for cash, I spent $100, which was spent on CBD. And on Zelle, I spent $220, which was spent on my walking pad and my couch. So in total for the entire month, I spent $6,176.90. And to break it down by card, on my Prime card, I spent $670. On my Freedom Unlimited card, I spent $1,680.45. On my Sapphire Preferred card, I spent $206.42. On my Explorer card, I spent $318.06. And through Zelle, I spent $220. Obviously, for this month, I did spend quite a bit. I obviously did make a lot more than I spent for this month, but I'm not going to make this much every month. So I definitely don't want to be spending this much money. Even looking at it, it kind of makes me sick when I think about it, which I'm glad I'm actually like doing this and taking things into account because I'm usually not someone who needs any type of budget just because I grew up kind of, I guess, poor, not poor enough that I would really realize it. But I guess objectively, I grew up poor. My parents made around $30K combined after taxes. So not a lot of money. So I think just the fact that I spent this much money in 1 month is kind of sickening to me, even though it's not going to be a recurring thing. Obviously, I was moving this month and everything. I was buying furniture, stuff for the house. So it's not like I'm going to be spending this much money every single month. But I still think it's a good thing to kind of be aware of everything that I'm spending. So I think it's a good thing to track my expenses, even if I'm not actually going to put some kind of strict budget on things, because I don't think historically I'm not someone who has needed a strict budget because I kind of overthink purchases, if anything. So I don't really tend to buy a lot of things that I don't need. But I think it's good to be in close contact with everything that I'm spending so that I know when I'm kind of going overboard on any one category. So I think I will construct a new budget, whatever, and then I'll use that to kind of have a benchmark for how much I'm spending each month going forward. So yeah, it was kind of hard to organize everything this month because I wasn't really planning on doing this. So I didn't really keep a strict accounting of what I was spending as I went. But I think for next month, because I want to make this like a monthly thing, I want to keep track of what I'm spending as I go. And then it will be much easier to kind of track everything at the end of the month and see what categories I spent the most in and everything. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, like and subscribe if you want to keep watching, and let me know what you want to see from me going forward. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Bye.